Hey folks, LA Little here with DA Today. Today I'm going to share with you the three most consequential charts in this market at this time on a short-term basis. And so if you take a look at these, I'm going to give you my idea of what they're going to do and why they are so important at this particular point in time. So let's take a look at them. The first one I'm going to start with is one I haven't covered in quite a while, which is Bitcoin. Bitcoin, as you know, made this nice big spike to the downside, right? Testing all these lows back here from April. Was able to push up from there, but it's been trapped in this range ever since, which basically trades from about 80 to 94. Today, I'm looking at this on 113. It's about an hour and a half to go before the close. The Bitcoin is up a decent percentage here and going after that 94.5 level again. 94.5 is critical. If you get over it, right, you're going to get up into this bearish retest regen zone. And if you can get into that zone, right, then you can actually, get some action to the top side. And we're talking 10-15% fairly easily. The issue and the reason that this is an important chart is it has to do with whether or not people want to take on risk and how much risk. And Bitcoin's kind of a measure of risk. And right now, it's slowly grinding its way up, saying, yeah, we're okay with risk. I'm wanting to see if it can get up into here. I suspect it will. I suspect it's going to find its way into there, and then it's going to get rejected in that level. So this is going to regenerate to the downside. But we don't know that yet. Just as this, which is a bullish retest regen, right, is trying to regenerate back to the top side, which is what it should do the first time. So that's Bitcoin, and that's why it's important. My take is it's probably going to make that run. We'll see just how long it takes to do it, if it's going to. The next chart is actually one that's been on a roll, which is the chips, right, the semiconductors. And the semiconductors, even though it's been a churn on the way up here, they've been grinding this thing higher and higher. They're on a weekly basis. Last week, they actually got over back under. I actually did a short here on Friday, covered on the Monday spill here. And then here it is again, gap up and holding. Now, again, it's got a little bit of a tail forming here intraday. We'll see how it ends up. But why is this so important? Well, because it's all AI. It's tech. It's where everybody's putting their money. And if it can continue to work its way higher, right, it's going to drag the market higher, the NDX in particular. And so SOXX is a measure on a fundamental side of what's going on in this market, which is the AI stocks. Now, the other AI stocks that is fundamentally driving this market, and which is struggling, is the Magnificent Seven, right? The MAGs. Now, these guys, even though we're up here and we've just kind of got a range going on a weekly basis, right? This is just consolidation as far as I can tell. Until we get something more definitive, a break, either to the top side or the downside, one or the other, right? This is just a range consolidation. And it's reasonably large. It's 12-15%. If you draw down inside that, right, you kind of got this little range inside of it. And so which way that breaks is going to be important. You've got two swing point lows located down here. If you break below them, right, that's going to give you more momentum to the downside. But we'll also, at the same time, set up the regenerates. So in other words, as soon as you break a swing point low, typically what's going to happen is you're going to retest. And so if we put those two lines in there, you can see the retest, they're wide price spread bars. And so what do they do if they break? Let's say it trades to here. Unless you get continued follow through, which is probably not as likely, you're probably going to get some sort of a dip down here and then a retest. You can retest all the way to the top of that range and still, be normal. And so even though, we've got this set up to where we could break to the downside. I would expect that if they do, they're going to come right back up and they're going to test it right away. And that's consistent with this larger range that we see over here as well. So my take here is the mags are providing some drag, if you will, to the NDX. SOXX is providing the push, mags is the drag, and Bitcoin is the risk. And the risk says, hey, we wanted to go more risk on. Mags are struggling though, they can't really get going. The SOXX is maybe, a little bit stretched here. So if you put all three of those things together, what do you got? Well, you kind of got a mess, which is kind of what we see in the markets, right? We're seeing, if we go to the markets now, we're seeing that the NDX is struggling. It's struggling to get over those highs, and I'm using the Qs here, but you basically got the same picture. You got a swing point high here. You got over this one, and it's trying to do the retest regen today, or it is doing the retest regen today. Did it yesterday, it's doing it again today. Can't get over that one though and stay over it. They've tested it twice now, they failed twice. There's still another swing point high up here. And so the Qs, if you look at the mags and you look at the Qs, they look very similar on the weekly. And that's because the mags are such a huge part of what's in the Qs. And so that push up can't stick, and we keep getting the drift back to the downside. Still got the trend going this direction, right? They're grinding it higher, but there's just a lot of supply up here, and they keep selling into it. And finally, if we look over at the SPY stronger as they've pushed up, but they're doing the same thing, folks. Each step up is a grind, and it's positive as long as it's positive. You got a retest regen here on the weekly. It's doing the retest regen this week as well. Is this going to continue? Well, I think the key thing here, they want 7K, right? They want to hit 7K. And they're only like 50 points from it. So I would expect that somehow, maybe with the Bitcoin push, who knows, you're going to get the 7K tag. And then that's where we'll find out what this market's really going to do in terms of direction. Because my guess is when you hit 7K, you get your round number tag, you're probably going to see more pressure come in. And we can already see that there's pressure all the way up, even though it keeps grinding higher. That's where we're at, folks. Have a great one. Stay safe, and I'll see you next time. Take care.